morning, everyone. I'm Haley Kober.
And I am James Ottaviano. In the news today, Connecticut's Governor Malloy speaks about Amity and energy efficiency and the greener approach that Amity is now using, a look into the dance moves at homecoming, and arguing a point with Amity's debate team.
Energy efficiency is a hot topic given today's economic situation. I was fortunate enough to be present and talk with Governor Malloy about his plans for Connecticut's future energy prospects. Today, Governor Malloy came to Amity Regional High School to talk about energy efficiency and Amity's recent change to natural gas. On November 19, 2012, Connecticut Governor Daniel Malloy visited Amity to talk about how the high school has gone green and about his hopes for the future of expanding the use of natural gas further throughout the area and state. He spoke about a variety of ways to expand and about how this expansion connects to creating jobs in Connecticut.
First of all, the implementation of the program, the build out of the system, the conversion of houses, buildings will add about 7,000 jobs to the economy. But the long-term impact is the lower cost of operations in Connecticut, therefore making Connecticut a more desirable place to be, to manufacture, to have offices, and so lowering cost is part of what we have to do. And this is a real quick way to do that.
Governor Malloy then went on to speak about how Amity set a prime example in the trend to go green and about ways that we can continue setting an example for others in the state.
There's a reason we're here, and that is that Amity, or the community, is demonstrating just that. The extension of this system at a cost of about $1.1 million is leading to this high school saving $120,000 per year. That system's going to be in place for, forever.
Many local personalities were in attendance to hear the governor speak. One of the many political figures that came was Representative Paul Davis. Davis spoke a lot about how the new extension of gas lines would help the community.
We're funding our education programs at a particular level. We're meeting greater and greater challenges because our revenues aren't reaching the levels we expected. So if we find ways to conserve in some areas, we can maintain the funding for the areas that we really feel are important, and that's, of course, the education of our students.
Additionally, Senator Gail Schlossberg was present. She worked with the governor in the past and is very supportive of the new plan to extend the gas lines.
that gas for a long time represented.
Obviously, this is a nice opportunity for us to diversify our energy system here at Amity and in the community in Woodbridge.
Among the students in attendance were Paul Peterson's AP Environmental Science class. Students were invited to come and listen to the governor speak to hear about the plans for the extension. Thomas Falsigno, student council president, thought that having Governor Malloy come and speak was a great opportunity.
I thought he did well. He addressed the questions. Energy, environment is a big issue that needs to be focused on. He's definitely, obviously, willing to focus on that from the comments he made today.
The governor coming was a great way to kick off Amity Spirit Week. He even earned an Amity baseball cap and was happy to be a part of that exciting week.
So I asked whether it was against the rules to wear a hat in the building, and it's not. So I'll put my my hat on, and I am particularly happy that I didn't come on pajama day. I want to say that.
The Amity Robotics Club is an after-school club for students who want to build robots and test them against each other in a specific challenge. The club has 4 teams, each building a separate robot that can be driven with a handheld controller. Each robot is different, spawning from the imagination of the students. The challenge differs from year to year. This year, the teams must build a robot which can place beanbags in specialized trows and buckets. Various amounts of points can be scored depending on the location that the beanbag is placed in. The team that scores the most points wins. Early next year, the club will pick its best robot and pit it against others in a regional competition. Competitors will come from local schools to face off in the same challenge they had already been preparing for. If the Amity team were to win this competition, they would earn a chance to go to a national competition and later a world competition. We'll have more coverage as the robotics team approaches their competition stage.
This year's Amity Hockey team is just hitting the ice at their home rink in West Haven. Tryouts were held November 26th through the 28th. Captains Patch Flynn, Eric Dyken, and Nick Nizzolo hope to skate into this year's finals with a strong team. Coach Gary Lindgren plans on making this year's team better than ever with the help of his 4 assistant coaches and 3 managers. The team had their first scrimmages in Massachusetts on December 1st and 2nd. The home opener match will be played against Sheehan at 1 p.m. on Saturday, December 15th. Hockey will run all the way until March this year. This year's pep rally was marked by a difference from years past with the inclusion of the Amity activity. For a closer look at the day, here is Frankie Caruso.
Throughout the week, students prepared for the pep rally by showing their school spirit. Monday was seniors girls powder puff game against North Haven. Members of the team wore their jerseys to school in preparation for the game. Tuesday was pajama day, and both students and faculty members participated by wearing their pajamas to school. The school spirit week concluded with a highly anticipated 2012 pep rally.
Well, we're very excited. Actually, last night, me and Keith went. Keith and I went down to Party City, and we spent 3 hours down there and bought a lot of stuff for the pep rally.
Students gathered in their Spartan seminar Wednesday morning, where they were introduced to Amity, a school-wide team-building event. Students started the day by making banners to show what Amity represents to them.
So for our banner, we kind of just made it like a day and night kind of theme. One side being day, one side being night, then in the middle they meet.
After the banners were complete, every student and faculty member participated in a personal scavenger hunt. The Spartan seminar teachers handed out stickers, and each grade were put into separate rooms to find their teams. Once they had completed their groups consisting of 16 people, they had to find a teacher with the same sticker to direct them to more team-building activities. After the team-building exercises, all students and faculty members gathered in the gym for the 2012 pep rally. Each grade was separated by color for the traditional color wars. Freshmen were green, sophomores were blue, juniors were red, and seniors were black. Each grade customized one section of the hallway to represent their class. This year's pep rally consisted of many performances such as the band, the dance team, and various games. The MCs of the pep rally, Maddie Lovejoy and Keith Claybart, were both ready as ever to announce and lead this event.
Being MC, I'm trying to get myself pumped and ready to get everyone else pumped up and excited, and I'm just thinking about how much I love the school and how much spirit I have.
The 2012 pep rally was very different from previous years with the inclusion of Amity and its team-building activities. The seniors even added a new twist, ending the 2012 pep rally by charging the underclassmen in what the seniors are calling it, the Spartans Charge. For WABN Real News, I'm Frankie Caruso.
From November 6th through November 19th, the Spanish 5 classes at Amity High School organized and held a food drive to collect non-perishable food items for the Fairhaven School in New Haven. The classes held the food drive as part of their Fairhaven project this year. Amity students were very motivated to help the children at the Fairhaven School. Many of the Fairhaven kids are currently at or below the poverty line. Some are even homeless. So having personally worked with the children, Amity students wanted to help them out during this holiday season. Although the food drive started off with a meager showing, after going around to classes and asking for donations, the cans and other non-perishable items started flowing in. The food drive would end up being very successful, and Amity was able to pack a minibus with all the food that the classes had collected.
Congratulations to James Chapman, an Amity cellist, who received the highest score of all cellists auditioning for the seats in the Southern Regional Festival Orchestra. Chapman will be seated in the principal cello chair, section leader, in the Southern Regional Festival Orchestra concert on January 12, 2013 at Amity High School in Meriden. 15 other talented Amity musicians also won positions in either the band or orchestra, and they will be joined by the best student musicians from the region. Homecoming is a traditional way of showing school pride. While numbers may be down from those of years past, the dance is showing more promise. Chris Harsh has more on this year's event.
Homecoming is a well-known Amity tradition that has been taking place for many years. The dance is a great way to kick off Amity Spirit Week, which leads up to the pep rally. Some people are skeptical on how the dance would turn out. In the past, attendance at the dance ranged anywhere from 500 to 600 people. In recent years, attendance has declined to about a meager 250 students. There's also been a slow decline in the number of seniors over the past couple of years. Len Marazzi, the advisor of student government, is hopeful for a larger senior turnout at the event.
I'd like to see our senior class support it more. It seems as though the senior class does not support the event well. We get some seniors, but not as many as I'd like to.
According to Marazzi, Hurricane Sandy was a large factor in hindering advertisements for this event. However, it was not the only thing that hurt sales. The decline in attendance could be because of the new method of ticket sales, which is now done exclusively online. In order to purchase a ticket, students had to go online to mypaymentsplus.com. There have been mixed reactions about buying tickets online. However, the most popular opinion when asking students what they thought about paying online has been negative.
I thought it was a little bit annoying to buy the tickets online, but in the end, it was all right.
Regardless of the change in the method of ticket sales, students still look past it, which is made clear by 300+ tickets sold. Many of the students also had plenty of ideas on how the dance could be improved in the years to come. Students suggested changes to the lighting in the gym, the food selection, and also a boost in attendance.
I want to get to the point where we hit that 500 limit in future years, and to the point that we have to turn people away.
Although these issues were present, many students came to enjoy the night and had a great time dancing with their friends.
I don't know if there is a best part. I like all of it. I mean, just the dancing in general in itself, because that's fun.
Overall, homecoming was a success with the main gym decorated with balloons and streamers. While the dance floor might have started out sparsely populated, an energetic DJ from Bobber's Entertainment helped to pick up the pace and motivated people to get onto the dance floor. For WABN Real News, I'm Chris Harsh.
In an email message to the Amity listserv last week, Dr. Charles Britton informed the community about an Amity student-created Facebook page called Amity Senior Prank. On this Facebook page, the student posted that he was planning a fake shooting at the school. Responding to student reports about the posting and the concerns that the prank was actually going to occur, the administration began a prompt investigation and identified the student who made the threat. Given the gravity of the situation, law enforcement was notified and appropriate action was taken.
In a display of sportsmanship and fun, the Powder Puff game played against North Haven took place on November 19th. Josh Hess has the report on the results of the game.
I'm live here at the annual Amity versus North Haven Powder Puff game. Should be a great game tonight, as this rivalry has been going on for many years. The girls have been practicing for weeks in preparation for tonight's game and are very excited to get their one Powder Puff game of the year in. Although it's very cold, both teams should play very well, and it should be a great game tonight. Here we have Mr. Beretta, the head coach for the girls Powder Puff team, and it's a big night tonight, your one and only Powder Puff game against North Haven High School. What have you done over the past few weeks to prepare for tonight's game?
Practice. Even though the hurricane kind of put a damper on some of our practices and then the snowstorm, these girls have come out whenever we've asked them, done a couple extra practices, but they're prepared, they're ready to go.
Can you give us a little insight about the practices or what to expect out here tonight, even though it's pretty cold out?
You should expect a very fast offense. All right, our offense is based on speed and a lot of running, maybe a couple passes here and there. Who knows? See, if we don't have to, we won't pass, and the defense should be very aggressive.
Amity's offense did get off to a hot start, just as Coach Frank Beretta predicted, but they could not find the end zone. Every time Amity began to push down the field, the North Haven defense stood strong. Yet, the Spartans would not give up.
What are some things to look forward to for tonight's game?
I mean, there's a lot of running plays. We got some speed. We can catch the ball. So overall, it's going to be a really good game.
The coaches used a lot of trick plays for the Amity offense. A lot of the time, a receiver would go in motion and then run the ball. There were also fake end-arounds where quarterback Julie Luce would instead hand off to a running back or keep the ball herself and run, rather than giving it to the wide receiver in motion.
A lot of good plays. We have really smart coaches making plays that, take a lot of strategy and skill to put together. And it's kind of like our coach tells us the ballet. Once we put it all together, it's going to work really well. So.
All right. Thank you very much, Aaron.
No problem. Thanks.
Powder Puff is a unique sport because it only occurs during the end of the fall sports season during senior year. For some girls, this is the only time that they will play a sport in their high school career. Others, however, participate in other sports and have to balance Powder Puff practices with a regular fall or winter sport.
It's really different because we have, a lot more girls in the team, and it's only for seniors. It's a really different team dynamic, I think.
And Amanda, what are practices like that are different from, let's say, swimming and diving, which is your #1 sport?
Well, it's a lot different because, here we're all bundled up and, at swimming practice we're just wearing bathing suits, and there's a ton more girls here than there are at swimming practice, and there's a lot of different people here that you wouldn't see at a swimming pool.
Toward the end of the game, the Amity girls got into a good rhythm. On their last drive of the game, tight end Corinne Sullivan had a 20-yard reception, which was quickly followed by a 28-yard reception by Sarah Kalina from quarterback Sam Carter. Allie Meyer followed those two plays with a 17-yard run just before time expired.
Even though the game was played here at Amity High School, it was dominated by North Haven for most of the game. Amity started to make a last push with about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but it was not enough as North Haven won by a score of 40-0. Reporting live for the WABN Real News, I'm Josh Hess.
A staple club at Amity, the math team has been around for more than 20 years and is ranked number 3 in the state. The team is part of the New Haven League, which is open to both public and private schools from the area. Amity's biggest competition right now is Hopkins. Each meet the math team participates in consists of 6 rounds of questions. There are 3 questions per round, with each question increasing in difficulty. On the 6th round, the whole team is allowed to participate in answering these questions. Amity competes in a total of 5 meets throughout the season, some of which are held here at Amity High School. If the math team performs well enough, they could be invited to the New England States competition held in Massachusetts. In the past 10 years, Amity has been invited to the New England States competition 5 times. Every fall, students from around the Northeast states can collect in Boston for the annual Junior State of America Fall State Convention. Umair Zafar, a participant in this year's event, has the report.
This year, Amity's JSA chapter has joined with other chapters in the Northeast region for its annual Fall State Convention held in Massachusetts.
JSA is a national organization run by students that debate politics, but also debate other important issues. The debate topics range from economic to foreign policy to domestic issues. It allows students with common interests in politics to come together and talk about the things that are important to them.
I think it's because it's not just about debates, it's also about political activism. Like, we go out and we help other people, like we're fundraising for the hurricane that just happened, and I think it's more about people coming together.
The Amity JSA chapter is part of the Northeast State and joined other chapters in the Northeast to hold Fall State, which is usually held in Boston, but this year was held in Danvers, Massachusetts. Declan Robert had this to say about the event.
I think this is a great event. It brings people with similar interests together to discuss them.
Former Amity student Miles Halpine noted the change that occurred since his freshman year at Amity.
Well, last year we were in a different hotel, so it has changed a little bit in that sense. But it probably changed a lot more since I was a freshman, 4 or 5 years ago.
There are also several chaperones who were there during the event, so my colleague Sarah Reader asked one of them what he thought of JSA as an organization.
I think JSA is a wonderful activity. It's wonderful to hear local and national politicians speak, and it's wonderful to see the kids of our high school and other high schools interacting with each other and really growing and maturing.
During the evening, the students were allowed to go to Quincy Market in the downtown Boston area, and there were many other people there for the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. All in all, it was a very successful event.
The Amity High School Music Department will present their winter concert on Wednesday, December 19th at 7 p.m. in the John J. Brady Center for the Performing Arts at Amity High School. The student concert will feature such holiday favorites as Sleigh Ride and Winter Wonderland by the concert band. Other highlights include Deck the Halls, performed by the Chamber Singers, The Lion Sleeps Tonight by Hicks Mix, and Shalom and the First Noel by the combined choirs. The strings ensembles and symphony orchestra will perform Dance Bacchanal from the opera Samson and Delilah by Camille Saint-Saëns, Folk Songs of Israel featuring the darbuka, a Middle Eastern drum, and a Trans-Siberian Orchestra arrangement of Christmas Eve/Sarajevo for orchestra and rock band. The Amity High School Jazz Band will also be performing at the winter concert. All faculty, staff, students, and parents are welcome to attend.
Amity debate team does more than just argue a point. PJ Colapietro has a report on how Amity debate fared at a recent competition.
The Amity debate team hosted its annual regional high school debate on November 17, 2012. Daniel Hand High School took top honors, winning the varsity team category, while Xavier's Zap Zabrowski won first place varsity speaker. Students gathered in the cafeteria at 9 a.m. where each of the 2 debaters were given their 3 topics of debate for the day. The debating duos were allowed an hour to familiarize with the topics prior to the start of the debates.
Generally, at our debate meetings, we talk about current events and we discuss possible debate topics, and then we are also given a packet full of information to use within our debates.
After reviewing the 3 topics and preparing points of contention for each of them, the teams separated into different rooms in the high school to debate the issue at hand. Once the 3 debates have been concluded and the scores were tallied, the top 2 debate teams gathered in the auditorium for the final debate. As captain of Amity's debate team, Ben DeBudo feels additional responsibility and pressure, but still has fun debating.
There's a little more pressure, but mostly I just want to see everyone do well, have a good time. So, I mean, there's a little bit more, but it's fun. We just have a good time with it.
All students get a chance to debate in the tournament. Even novice debaters get the same opportunity as senior debaters. The upperclassmen support new debaters and encourage them to stay calm and have fun with their debates.
Don't panic, don't say too much, and think through what you're going to say. Don't rush, and just try to have fun.
Be confident, I think, is the key one, because if you're enough confidence, it shows that you know your points. It makes the judge believe that you know your points, and it kind of goes hand in hand with all the things that Brian just said.
One of the 2 separate venues for the annual regional debate, Amity students look forward to next year's competition. For WABN Real News, I'm PJ Colapietro.
Amity National Honor Society always does well with the annual blood drive. Claire Foster has a report on how this year's drive turned out.
On Thursday, October 25th, Amity had its 13th annual Fall Blood Drive sponsored by the National Honor Society and the Red Cross. Here, both students and faculty lined up to add to the Red Cross's supply of blood. Around 100 people showed, most of them being students who were eager to donate. Students had to be at least 17 years of age and had to go through a number of steps to prepare for their donation.
Well, we filled out a survey, and that's what I have here. And we're just getting ready. We have to drink some water, have some snacks, and then they question us, and then we give blood.
Many students were nervous about giving blood as this was their first time doing so, yet many of them quickly got over their fears after they began.
You know, a quick burn when they put it in, but when it's actually in the vein, you don't feel it at all.
The blood drive was run the entire day by the Amity chapter of the National Honor Society. Here, members were responsible for checking in those ready to donate, standing at the beds to comfort those donating, and escorting those that were done donating to the recovery station.
I think the NHS is doing a really good job. Everyone knows where to go. Everyone knows where they have to be at what time, and we're doing it all for a really good cause.
This was Amity's 13th blood drive, an event that has greatly improved over the years and has acted as a model to other high schools in surrounding towns that have recently begun to run their own blood drives. Amity donates between 75 and 100 pints of blood each blood drive, donating one of the most amounts of blood in Connecticut. The Red Cross is constantly in need of blood donations and depends on locally run blood drives like those at Amity.
We start in the high school, so the requirement age is 17, and once you start to donate blood, once you've given that first pint, then you're going to be hooked, because the feeling that you've just touched the lives of 3 people, there's no feeling on earth that's just like that.
The National Honor Society will be teaming up with the Red Cross again in the spring, and those that are capable of donating should certainly consider doing so. For WABN Real News, I'm Claire Foster.
That will do it for your news today. For all of us here at Amity Real News, I'm James Ottaviano.
And I'm Haley Kober. Stay classy, Amity.